You're tuned into Life is a Sacred Journey. Every week, we bring a new perspective to aging and caregiving. Here is your host, Micheal Pope.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you out there in the virtual neighborhood of Life is a Sacred Journey. I'm trying to get you all up here so I can see you. Thank you so much for your patience this morning. The fog slowed me down in getting here. I don't want you to see my mess over there. I have a mess on my desk, so I'm going to move over this way a little bit. So first of all, thank you so much. Welcome to Life is a Sacred Journey. I am your host, Micheal Pope. It is Friday morning at a little 8:06 a.m. and we're running a little late. We usually start right at 8, but here in the Bay Area, we are experiencing a great deal of fog. So I had to slow down this morning to get here, but thank you for your patience, and always thank you for joining us here on Life is a Sacred Journey. As always, we have lit our candle for those who have gone before us as well. Today, I light the candle for the violence. You know, I've been hearing about a lot of violence across this beautiful state, but not just across the beautiful state, but across the continent, across the world, that there is violence happening where people are, you know, in Oakland, I guess it was last week, a person was trying to steal a car and another person tried to stop it and the person was shot. A young lady was in the car with her uncle coming back to up here on Bancroft, East Oakland, got her hair done. Turning from 15 to 16, she wanted to celebrate, and frankly, it didn't work out. It's not a good thing. Her uncle drove around somebody. The person took it as an offense and turned around and shot shot into the car and therefore killed this beautiful little girl. Because she's a little girl. She was just going to be 16 going into her teenage years. So there's a lot of violence. Like I said to you a couple months ago, or not even, a couple months ago, I think before Halloween, the honking of the horns and all this violent gestures of giving the finger and violence in the content of our words, violence, just everywhere. So as we go into the holiday season, happy Hanukkah to all of my siblings and friends that practice the Jewish faith. It is so wonderful to belong to an interfaith community. So happy Hanukkah to all of you. But as we go into Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa and any other thing that we celebrate, saying that we're thankful for our life and we're thankful for what has happened, let's also try to move this needle a little bit on violence, not only the violence that we see on the outside that we can point finger at everybody else, but let's try to figure out, because I think sometimes I can be mean. I'm going to be real. I think I can be somebody who loses my temper. I know I am, because that's who I am. But I'm not going around calling people names and throwing rocks at them. I'm certainly not going and buying a gun and thinking of ways to take life from another person. So let's think about how we can stop violence. So I thought about this in the car because of rushing here, because I never want to be late for you. It's poverty. It's the bottom line. Is we need to eradicate poverty, because when people have enough to eat, clothes on their back, a job that helps them to feel that they are respected and they have a dignified way to make money, education, and health. 5 things, 5 basic life things. They then have a different trajectory in life. Poverty is responsible for racism. Because when I am of a different race and I'm living in poverty, and then the other race, and I'm looking at them and I'm going, how come they have more than me? And then, you know, why the fight between the political fight that's been placed in the community between Asian and African Americans, both minorities that obviously came to this country in different ways, but at the end of the day, been pitted against each other so that they don't talk and that there's hate. The new generation, we can see through interracial marriages and relationships, is doing it a very different way. And so, poverty. Let's think about poverty as we move into 2022, because, and again, I may be all wrong, but I believe that poverty is the foundation to all of the ills that we experience in this world. The medical disparities, I just read a report out of Milwaukee yesterday where they were talking about the broadband disparity and how COVID actually brought that to the forefront. And we have people all over the continent that have no internet, but yet, this just happened to me yesterday where I wanted to do something and the person kept telling me to go to the internet, go to their website. I had to keep saying, I am on my phone, on a Bluetooth in the car. I cannot do that. So that's just one little, but imagine living in off the grid or living in an area where you can't afford internet every month or a hotspot on your phone. That's not good. It doesn't work everywhere. How are you supposed to know about certain things when people tell you that's where you should go to get it? We just experienced our audit here at Alzheimer's Services of the East Bay, and this is not a ding at our auditor, but she kept saying, you got to get more online, you got to get more online. Well, let me tell you about online. We put all of our financial information and all of our operational information online in the cloud, okay? And then we had it stored on in storage on our, what do you call it, a drive. Well, the thing blew up. And when it blew up, it lost everything. It lost everything. And then when we restored it, it came back a jumbled mess. Now, when we had to go back and fix things, the paper document, the paper file was where we got that data to put it back. So until there's security beyond measure, I've been hacked 50 trillion times, not just through Facebook and all that, but I mean, like one time really desperately hacked my checking account to the tune of $2,500. And it took 90 days to get it back. And I had to close out that checking account with Golden One Credit Union that I had been with for 30 something years, close that account out, start all over again. So that history is gone. So I start all over again. Thank God Golden One says, no, we know, we see that we keep the record. Okay. And then it took me, I had to get rid of all of the student loan. Many of you know I still carry student loans because I'm helping my kids, but I also have one of my own for when I went back to school. But so the reality is I had to fix all of that and so I was sending money orders and doing, and then I found out money orders are hard to get. You have to go to the post office to get them. So all these things created a ripple effect in my life because I had all my data online. So I get it. I understand it. I think it's the wave of the future. Yes, yes, and yes. But protect your personal information. I'm going to tell you that, because had that personal information not been on the ASEB, in the ASEB stuff at that particular time, and for all of you out there who donate to ASEB, we have fixed that. That's no longer an issue. We have so many firewalls that people are sending me emails now, and if you spell my name wrong, you get put in the spam. So we've done that. And if even anything, any content that doesn't look like it belongs to ASEB, I get probably about 200. Yesterday, I had 276 email that were put to the spam just because they look suspicious. So we have done that. But again, if you have no money, all that costs money. And if you have no money, how do you make your life better? if you have no education. I found out the other day that here we've been promoting for the last decade that young people go to community colleges, but yet some of the folks that went to community colleges didn't get enough credits from the classes that they were taking that they could transfer those credits, but they paid for those classes. I mean, what kind of monstrosity is that? You should be able to transfer the classes. That's the whole idea about going to a 2-year college or a community college, so you can transfer it to a 4-year and still graduate on time, where we're finding that's not happening for thousands of individuals who we said that's the promised land to education, and it's becoming a financial and logistic nightmare. So it's the systems. It's always about the systems that we have that create challenges for us as we live out our lives. And if you're disabled in any way, and poverty is a disability. It's a disability, because without money, as awful as money is used, because it's not money itself, money is just paper, but it's how it's used within a capitalistic system. Like I was reading an article last night. Do you know we're throwing away more garbage and stuff than any time in the history of mankind? That the landfills are full with all of this stuff that will never break down, microwave ovens, just junk. And we just keep buying and buying and buying. You know, I made a pact. I'm not buying nothing, in 2022, unless it's absolutely necessary, because I don't need it. As much as anybody can convince me in a commercial or in a newspaper article that I need it, I know I don't need it, because I have what I need. I have shelter, I have food, I have warmth, I have friends. The material things I don't need. I was thinking about that last night, because I was looking at something in my house and I thought, you never touch that thing. You need to get rid of it. You need to give it to somebody who you love. And so I'm going to be giving away a lot of stuff in 2022 as I go through my garage and things that I do not love enough to take out of the box. I'm just saying, and I'm going to rediscover them. But if I don't love them enough and I'm just putting them back in a box, I'm either going to find somebody that I love who I know will enjoy it, put it out, love it, or I'm going to get rid of it. The other day, I got rid of a bed that that bed was almost 40 years old. And I decided with my sciatic, not the mattress and box spring, but the bed. And I decided that I needed to just redo it all. Well, I passed on the whole thing. None of it went in the trash, because I put covers on my mattresses. I mean, the mattress was pristine and it is in good shape. So the whole thing is going to live another life somewhere else and to help somebody start their life. Jade is getting some of it, and the rest of it went to a young woman the day before Thanksgiving. I put it on, Jade put it on Facebook Marketplace, and it was gone. She came all the way from Oakland and picked it up. And so I told you that last Friday. And so that's the thing, passing things on. So one of my goals for you for 2022 is go through those boxes. Look at your house, look at your place where you reside. And if you have things that you are not loving up, meaning you're not touching them, you're not looking at them and admiring them, that you purchased them, they have a place in your home, permanent spot, then gift it to somebody. Just gift it to them. Just say, you know what? I looked at this and it's something that I'm not able to love the way that it should be. So I'm going to hand it over to you. All right. So get rid of some of that stuff. And if it's stuff that has to be recycled or whatever, figure out a way to recycle it to the best of your ability. Clothing, I have found out that people, we buy so much clothing that when we get rid of it, if we don't pass it on, it ends up in landfills as well. And unless it's natural fibers like cotton and silk, wool, natural fibers without any man-made chemicals to keep it from wearing and all of that, which you're not going to find a whole bunch of that. You have to really spend money to find 100% cotton and all of that. It doesn't break down. It just lays there forever. It'll be there to eternity unless you burn it or whatever. So I learned this when I was in the rag business. If you buy something and it costs $100, if you don't wear it so that it's worth what you spent for it, then you spent too much for it. So everything that I purchase, and I don't purchase much. I mean, many people know I have a dear family member in the fashion business and so forth. And so I get a lot of stuff that I don't pay for. And then anything that I purchase, I don't purchase anything full price. I just don't. That's against my moral fortitude to pay full price. I love bargains and sales. But I'm not buying a lot these days because I have stuff. And as I told you in 2020, I think it was 2020, that I was going to wear everything in my closet over the next couple of years, because yes, I have that much to wear over, and just to see. If you don't like it, give it away. If it's too big, too small, give it away, take it in, take it out, but don't have it hanging in the closet for eternity, because clothes are to be worn. And if you have clothes in your closet that you're not wearing, figure out if you can take it, if it's a suit or something really nice. There's a wonderful group, I think it's called Dress for Success, that you can take things to, so that people, men, women, young people who are going out for interviews have clothing that they can wear on that interview. So think of things to do to pass it on. Recycle everything. Recycle everything. You know, the toothbrush, we change our toothbrushes a lot at my house because I learned a long time ago that you should. And so we do, but we don't throw them away. I actually put them in bleach. They go in a jar, a mason jar, put them in bleach, and that's what I use to clean the tile in my bathroom until the toothbrush pretty much disintegrates after a while with the bleach. But that's what I use. And then anytime I have rust on the ground or anything that outside in my house, that I go get that little toothbrush. So the toothbrushes live a different life after. I recycle them. I get them to get that gook around, the gook around your around your faucet that gets there after a while. Oh, the toothbrush is so good for that. So always think what the next life of this thing might be. They also are great if you cut off all the what do you call it? The brush, the bristles, and you can use them. I use them, I rinse them off, make sure they're nice and clean. And I use them because I'm a gardener, so I always have seedlings and things rooting all over the place. And I use them, the toothbrush, stick it in, wrap a little, the ties from the trash can from the trash bags that I recycle, because I tie my trash bags in a knot, and I recycle the ties for things like extension cords, putting them together. I never throw those in the trash because they end up in the ocean and the fish swallow them, turtles eat them, and you know how I feel about animals. I don't want to hurt them. So I've got a jar full of twists that I use for all kinds of things. You might even get one if you know me and you get a present from me and it's wrapped. It will have a twist around it and then a bow on top. So recycle your stuff, because the world really needs us to do so. And I just wanted to share that with you this morning, because as I'm going through my garage and cleaning up, I'm realizing I have stuff that I never, ever looked at. Like I have a collection that I'm thinking about giving away to somebody that I bought them. I don't even look at them. I've never looked at them. They've stayed in, I bought them. They came home in the box and they went in the garage. With me saying, oh, one day I'll find a place to put them. Well, I can't even tell you how long. I've lived in my house over a decade. They've been in the garage. but I spent the money. The money's gone, and the item has never even left the garage. So all of you out there, think about your footprint. Think about the things that you purchase and the things that you own, your electronics. Like I said to somebody the other day, I had to replace my phone, but that will be the last cell phone that I ever buy. And I mean that. When that cell phone breaks, then cell phone life will be over for me, and I will go to a landline again because it doesn't matter. I don't need a cell. I mean, the world says I need a cell phone, but personally, I don't need a cell phone because I don't want to hear about a death when I'm driving in my car. I don't want to hear all that. And when this phone, this little puppy right here, when it breaks in the next decade or whatever it does, I personally, my children may replace it, but I am not buying another phone because the cost of this phone was ridiculous and stupid. And I can't believe that they're charging us hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for phones. This phone costs almost $2,000, the phone. But because I had credits and all kinds of things, I was able to get it for half. It was $12.99, and for that's still stupid. That's a car payment. If I wanted a new car, that's the other thing. I took my car to the shop the other day. I want a big shout out to what are they called? Wheelworks on Parkside Drive in Walnut Creek. They are the bomb diggity. If you need anything done with your car, that's the place to go if you're in that side of the Bay Area. They professional, told me exactly what was going on with my car and didn't charge me an arm and a leg for the repair. So thank you, Wheelworks in Walnut Creek on Parkside Drive. You are amazing, and you treated me with respect. You told me exactly what it was. The estimate, you came in right on target, and I got my car back when you said, and you're going to keep it running for me because also I have decided that's the last car I'm going to own. I own it now, and I'm going to drive it until it's Fred Flintstone car. That means the bottom of the the floor that I'll be looking down and seeing the ground. It may not have doors. It might not have windows. The police might pull me over, but I am not purchasing another vehicle because I can't. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And it's killing the earth. Right now in the Bay Area, we have some of the worst air that we have had. One from the fires, and it's just yucky, yucky air. People are coughing all over the place, and it's not because they have COVID. It's because of the air. And I know the electric cars are coming out, but by then I'm going to possibly be retired, and I'm going to have a nice little bicycle with a basket on the front. I was telling the guys at Wheelworks that. They said, "Oh, you're going to be," I said, "Don't do it," because he was saying, you're going to be like that lady in the Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz, just yes, I am, but happier. My bike's going to be pink and colorful, and my basket's going to have rainbow things on it. But I'm going to simplify. I think that's what life is all about, and that's what this whole pandemic has taught me. How to simplify my life, live with less, do with less, stop desiring things that really have nothing to do with my longevity in life and comfort or none of that. They're just things. If anything, now I just want books. I'm gonna crawl up again. I'm trying to find a book right now that it looks like it's out of pen. It was written by B. Richards. If you have an opportunity to go on, I think it's HBO Max. My daughter has HBO Max, and I was able to watch an incredible documentary. B. Richards was a beautiful actress and poet and writer, and she wrote a beautiful book it's a poem, in 1951, and I'm trying to find it, and it's a message from Black women from her as a Black woman in 1951. That's like 6 years before I was born, and to her fellow white women, asking for a relationship of solidarity and respect, and then aligning the situation between how Black women were living in 1951, how white women were living in 1951, and basically cross them over to say, your situation is no more dire than mine, either way, but we need to come together in solidarity. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of solidarity between white women and Black women, and so she wrote this incredible piece, and I'm going to find it and actually read it, and it'll be on the MPP website and on our Patreon site, so you'll be able to get it from there. So read books, get engaged in your life, clean out your house, and create a space for yourself that has things around you that you love and that you can see, and they're not in a box somewhere. If they're in a box, then take them out. They might have a place in your home, and if they don't, then gift them to somebody. What's the old saying? Somebody else's trash is another person's treasure. And I'm actually going to have a really great garage sale in the spring. I'm just getting rid of so many things. It's amazing. And then every week I put a free box out of stuff that, who cares? Please just take it. I'm not using it. So this came in the mail. It says, get your free booster shot. Let's move it this way so you can see it better. All right. Visit myturn.california.gov or call 833-422-4255. Get your free booster shot. I got mine. I told you that. Fine, not a problem. And again, I am not telling, I always have to say this because I always get people who write me who think that I'm telling them what to do. First of all, I don't know you, some of the person that wrote that to me. I don't know you, and I'm not telling you what to do. What I'm doing is sharing my thoughts, my ideas, the things that I ponder, because I ponder more than I do anything else. I ponder everything. And I'm just sharing it with you. If it works for you, fantastic, hallelujah, amen. If it doesn't, keep it moving and find somebody else or find another platform that does work for you. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt you. But don't try to hurt me with words because that won't work. And it's really a waste of your time. I don't live in that space. And so I don't allow, as I told, how long ago I said, no more negativity in the life of Micheal Pope. And if you throw mean and nasty comments at me, I'm just going to throw back, oh, I forgot to wear my Care Bear sweatshirt next week. I'm just going to throw back love, because that doesn't work for me. If you all you want to do is spew hatred, I don't have time for that. So anyway, let's get back to the free booster shot. Get your free booster shot. CVS is doing it, Walgreens, Walmart, all these places. Kaiser's a little slow. I'm not putting Kaiser down because somebody got mad at me for putting Kaiser down. I'm not putting Kaiser down. They get my money every 2 weeks. And so I'm not putting them down. But at the end of the day, when I called, they said they couldn't get me until January. So I called CVS and they got me in the next day. So all I'm saying is let's live in reality. Who cares whether I say Kaiser's slow on giving the booster or not? That's not important. What's important is that you go out and get a booster shot so that you can protect yourself. What are we finding? We are finding that this new strain of COVID that has now hit our shores and it's now in California, if you have a COVID vaccine or you've been boosted, you may feel sick, but you're not going to get as sick as somebody who does not have the vaccination or who has not had the booster shot. You're going to kind of make it through it. It's going to be like a flu, a little bad flu, but you're going to make it through. So the vaccine is not the panacea to not getting COVID. What it is, it diminishes the impact of the diagnosis on your health. And 99.8% people have not died if they've had the COVID vaccine. So that's all this is about, is protecting you so that if you do get exposed to the virus, you will get sick, maybe not. Some people told me they just had a little headache when they were diagnosed, and then they were able to, get up after a couple of days and keep it moving. Well, that's way better than being on a ventilator, gasping for air, feeling like a fish out of water with the possibility of death. That's a big difference, eh? So, wow. So that's what I've been pondering. It's not very much this morning, and I apologize for my tardiness. Again, here in the Bay Area, there was a lot of fog coming through the area that I drive through to get to my office. So I apologize to you for that. You have been on an incredible journey with Life is a Sacred Journey over this past year as we begin to come to the end of the year. We want to invite you over the next couple of weeks, if you have a thought or a comment that you would like to make about Life is a Sacred Journey and how it has changed either any one thing in your life or how you look forward to it, we would love to hear that. So if you would either tape it on a Zoom, you can go tape it through Zoom, a little video, and send it to Leon, Leon, at ascb.org. We want to have a real big celebration. We're even calling back some of our guests that have joined us throughout this year. December, we do not have a whole lot of hosts coming because it is the holiday season, so you'll have to put up with me every Friday, but we do want to make it enjoyable, and we have some fun things planned for you throughout the month of December. So do your holiday shopping, do whatever you need to do. Maybe make a gift this year, or don't do gifts at all. We're thinking about not doing gifts at all and just being together, because we are the best gift that we can give each other. So we're thinking about it, but I kind of already got some. Because see, I do my holiday shopping all year. So that's why I don't care about Black Friday and Thursday, Friday weekend and Saturday sale. I just, when I see things that I want, and then I stock them until they go on sale. That's different than just going in because somebody told me they're having a sale. So Life is a Sacred Journey. Micheal Pope, I am your host. We meet every Friday at 8 a.m. or thereabouts if it's fog. We have incredible guests that come: Carolyn Brent, Stuart Freeman, just all kinds of incredible, Dr. Rob, Megan Logan, I could go on and on and on, Chris Bravo, just all these incredible souls from across the world who are supporting the caregiver effort, who understand how hard it is to be a caregiver in this day and age and in any time, as well as they promote the sacred journey of life, and that there is a human connection that goes beyond religion, that goes beyond anything that we could possibly discuss in the next minutes that we have together. But that human connection is real, and it is bountiful. And when we explore it and live through it, we have the opportunity to be a part of a bigger village of humanity in our lifetime. So I hope for your holiday season that you will become or remain a member of the bigger village of life, that you will focus on your inner self, because when you go into the world, that's what comes out of you, is your inner self. Smile at people even through your mask. They know, they feel it, you feel it. And tell everybody that you walk by, hey, how are you? How you doing? And let them know that they are a great human wonderfulness in the world. So as we end this Life is a Sacred Journey, this pondering, I want to thank you, first of all, for everything that you do to support Life is a Sacred Journey. I want to thank Felicia for everything that she does. I'm looking up the National Suicide Hotline. But everything that she does to make this possible, and we'll put it, because my phone's not working fast enough. And as I always end, life is a sacred journey. Anybody out there, I have gone through a little bit of a depression this week. We have an event happening tomorrow, which I'm going to do a little commercial for. And just feeling some stuff. I'm feeling some stuff. The holiday season is bittersweet for me this year. And so for all of you out there, I do know what it feels like to feel invisible. I know what it feels like when people misrepresent who you are. I know what it feels like when people make up stories about the content of your heart, your soul, and your vision. I know what it feels like to be alone. And so I don't wish that on anybody. So if you are feeling all of that out there, know that you are not alone. The Life is a Sacred Journey family cares about you. And we know that we cannot be there to help you through your problems or through your challenges. But we know that there's a national suicide hotline where there are people who are trained who can help you. We can help you by meditating over you. I'm going to say praying for you. We can help you by trying to bring good content so that you find one little glimmer of light and hope that gives you this courage and strength to live another day. But know that you are really, really not alone, as alone as you might feel, as alone as I felt this morning at 2:30 when I woke up. With tears in my eyes and on my face because of the dream that I was having. I knew I wasn't alone. I knew that there are people out there who care about me. And quite frankly, I wasn't alone because the minute that I got up, my dogs got up and walked that hall with me this morning. So we're never alone. And even for me, as a spiritual based person, I know I'm never, ever alone. But I'm not pushing that on you because there's those of you who don't believe and you keep wanting to push that down my throat too, telling me you don't believe in anything other than your own power in yourself and all of that. And I'm not putting you down, but you seem to think that you can put me down for my faith. Well, you can't. And so I pray for everybody that comes to Life is a Sacred Journey. You know, Dr. Rob prays for me. I know he does. And I can feel his prayers for me. Everybody, Megan, Logan, everybody, we are a family of meditators and people who pray. So that's what we do. And we do that in a collective way, and we do it in an intercessory way. So have a wonderful weekend. Take time just to be quiet, to rest, sit in front of a fireplace if it's not a Save the Air day. Use stuff that won't pollute the air, because there are materials that you can burn that have the same effect that don't pollute the air. Hug yourself, hug a tree, call somebody. This is something that the bishop said to me, said to a group of us on Wednesday night, that she understands the importance of when you have that moment where somebody dances across your heart. Call them, text them, let them know. It doesn't have to be a long dissertation conversation. Just let them know they're being thought about and that you care about them. Because you know what? You may not get the chance to do it again. If the person passes away or something happens to you, those words go unspoken. So that's my advice, my pondering, my heart, my mind, my spirit. I share it with you. Take it, leave it, throw it away, but at least honor the fact that I'm here because I care about you. I care about sharing. It started with COVID. It started with sharing good information as well as correct information. And now we're here as a Life is a Sacred Journey family. So have a great weekend. Put your tree up. If you're going to put a tree up, put your decorations up. That always makes you feel good. Put on some Christmas, that old time Christmas carols, even for those of you that don't believe in Christmas, but you sing Christmas carols. Do that. All of that will uplift your heart. And so to all of you out there and to all the people that have a little bit of child left in them, Have a wonderful weekend. Here's my quote as we close out today. There is no such thing in anyone's life as an unimportant day. And that's from Wolcott. No, there is no such thing in anyone's life as an unimportant day. So have a very wonderful, important day. It is important regardless of who you are, where you are, and your standing in life. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Be well. Hug. Peace out.